To be honest, I don't really have a real intro for this review, but to the guy who was 2 rows behind me who was having a full-fledged loud conversation during the movie, shut your mouth. When you go to the movies and it's on, you could have small exchanges with people like, whisper. But if you're talking out loud like I am right now, you shut your mouth. Now on to the review. Hello everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Joe Maffio, and today's featured movie is Sully! Sully! Hey Sully! Sully! It's directed by Clint Eastwood, and it's about the U.S. Airways pilot who landed the airplane that took off from LaGuardia Airport into the Hudson River next to Manhattan when both engines blew up because of some birds that decided to fly in front of the airplane. It happened in 2009. I remember when this happened very vividly, to be honest, and it's a pretty cool story to be told in filmatic and cinematic form. It stars Tom Hanks as Sully, Aaron Eckhart as his right-hand man, and it's got a couple other actors in it too, including Anna Gunn from Breaking Bad, who has a little tiny role in the movie. When it comes to Clint Eastwood-directed films, I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood in general. I love his acting roles. I'm a big fan of some of his directing choices, but not all of them. $1 Million Baby is one of my faves. I really like American Sniper from last year, and to be honest, this is one of the hits for me. Not entirely, it's not a flawless movie, obviously, but I really enjoyed the movie thoroughly from beginning to end. I was very engrossed in the story. The way that Clint Eastwood told the story of Sully through his direction and the performances of the actors was pretty mesmerizing. I was really surprised by Aaron Eckhart's performance because I really do think Aaron Eckhart's an underrated actor these days. He hasn't really gotten the best work after his Harvey Dent role in Dark Knight, but I think this is a really good one for his resume, and he has a lot of great moments. He has that charm to him where, like, you can really get behind him as a character. Tom Hanks as Sully, I mean, what do I say about Tom Hanks? Tom Hanks is one of the best actors working today, and he always puts in 110% into his work, no matter what it is, even if it's some really crappy animated movie. Not Toy Story, I'm just talking about hypotheticals here, but he always gives full effort. And he really brings it for this character. I mean, I don't know anything about the personal and real life of the pilot, Sullenberger, who, you know, I mean, this is based off a true story. This actually happened. But I think he gave a very respectable and honest, genuine performance for a real person who did a really heroic thing. This movie enacts the idea of human choices, and if the choice that Sully made to land the plane in the Hudson was a mistake or a real heroic decision. How it affected the people around him with the paparazzi and the press, and it really gets into the mentality of Sully. And it was really interesting to see how he was, from a filmatic perspective, what he was going through. The film experience becomes very engaging because the story is told really well through Sully's eyes. I'm not speaking about reality here because I feel like a lot of things are stretched for the dramatics in movies, but as a movie, it was a really well-told story. However, I will say that I was not a fan of a couple choices that Clint may have made as a director in terms of showing the events of the flight. I'm not going to get to spoilers, but the film is told from a non-linear perspective, and there are a couple ways the non-linear perspective becomes a little repetitive, in my opinion. And also, I feel like the movie was cut a little bit too short. It kind of ends really awkwardly. The last line of dialogue before the movie cuts was a really good line, but it was not a line I would use to end the movie. And the movie's only an hour and a half, by the way. It's an hour and 36 minutes. I looked it up, and felt like it could have used another scene or two to really bring that conclusion home. It kind of just ends out of nowhere. Overall, though, Sully was a very engaging experience from beginning to end. Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart's performances really bring the movie home as far as invoking experiences go. And I would watch it again. I wouldn't let this be a one and done. But it's not a movie I would necessarily go out of my way to watch again. It's a nice way to be told a true life event, and if you're a fan of Tom Hanks, you're going to love him here too, because he always brings performances to 110% effort, and that's really it. It's a good movie. Nothing particularly special about it, but it's a really well-told story with some really great performances and some good directing from our man Clint Eastwood. So this Sully movie, Sully, I feel like they say the word Sully like 100 times in this movie, by the way. I'm giving Sully a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good Applebee's meal. Now I want to know from you guys, what did you think of the movie Sully if you've seen it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're a fan who lives in the New York or tri-state area, do you remember that day a few years ago? 7 years ago? Something like that. Do you remember it? And what do you remember about it if you do? If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my other videos and everything social medias in the info box and on my channel. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next week for Blair Witch. Woo! I can't wait!